All right, take it away, China.
Fabulous. All right, I just need you to make me host so I can
Oh yeah,
share
of
my
course.
screen.
Sorry.
Let's do this. Very
There we
excited for the
go.
world to see inside. I've been looking at it for over 2 years. Let's do this. Okay.
It's
Dashboard.
amazing how long it takes.
Yes, it has been a journey, that's for sure. But we're here. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So, basically, what I'm going to do is I'll just move this little Zoom taskbar. Is just walk through some of the key features, and I know that you've got a few questions that are going to come through for me as well, Joe. And I actually wanted to start with, like, there's so much to go through. So I'm not
Yep.
going to go through every single thing, otherwise we'll be here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you know the program,
Mm.
you've had a little look inside it, I would love to hear like what pieces you're most excited about, and I can also share a little bit about my journey and where this came from and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, would you mind sharing some of the
Yeah,
pieces
sure.
that I'm most
Um,
excited about so far?
yeah, I mean, there's a few things. I mean, the whole system is incredible. I'm so obsessed with it and so grateful that you gave me the chance to be a beta tester, even though I probably wasn't the base beta tester because of my situation. But it's, it's fine. So I did what I really like about it is the individual booking links per service. So because that's going to make it so much easier when if I'm running a Facebook ad for a specific treatment, I can like link that treatment to the ad, and so when people click through, it takes them to the booking page just for that service so they don't get distracted. So it enables you, I guess, to create like a Facebook funnel with your ads to that one thing.
Yeah.
So I really like that capability. But I also really love what you've got in the back end in terms of the emails that you can do and how you can create customer journeys. And I haven't done enough exploring on that to really set it up for all my clients yet. But that is really, really cool. And that's something that I have been wanting desperately in a bookings program, is the ability to really customize how I communicate with them, but have it automated so that it's not something that I have to go and do every single week. Like the follow, I'm really big on following up with my clients, and I do that personally, but to be able to have something automated for collecting reviews and reminding people to book in another appointment, and just help to prevent people sort of like falling off, that's really, really cool. And I like the fact that there is so much flexibility and ability to really customize how everything looks and feels and make it really specific to me and what I do and my brand and how I like to everything to look, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
so I think that's a really, really exciting feature, which for me is going to really help to take a lot of the stress out of like growing my business with my existing database. um, so that's going to be really good. But I also really like um, uh, the oh my god, I had it and now I've totally forgotten it. Um, there's a the oh my god, what are they called? Forms. The forms.
Oh, forms consultation.
Yeah, the consultation forms, and the fact that you can store it per client and like store photos and really keep a dedicated client file within the system without having to have anything printed or use anything external. It's all built into the system and it's all stored per client, and you can really track their progress.
Yeah.
So that's something that's cool, because a lot of the treatments that I do are those ones where you do need to take follow-up photos to show clients where they started, where they are now.
Yeah.
So I love the ability that I can save all of that within the system, and it frees up space on my phone. And I don't have to like download it to my computer or anything like that. It's all
Yeah.
there. So I think that's really cool as well.
Yeah, I want to just say something on, I suppose, all of those points is the whole reason I wanted to build this software, because obviously there's so many out there already. And having come from my background, which is salon ownership, and then moving into salon strategy and marketing and growth as a coach and mentor, I just felt that there were these really, really key missing pieces, not just within softwares and what was available, but also within the ease of use. And what I was finding was there was so many softwares out there that had the capabilities, but only if you integrated all of these external systems. And then you're having to learn so many different systems. You're going to have to learn, how to be super tech savvy in order to get those things set up. So I wanted this system to be obviously not just a booking system, but a marketing and growth system as well, and a way for the salon owner to take some of their time back. And that's something that I've taught for so many years. Automation is key, but then facing the frustration of not having automation flexibility within systems. So it's like, we can automate to this point, but we really need to automate more if you're going to actually be able to get some of your life back without sitting replying to messages, just all of the back end stuff that you're doing to follow up, aftercare, rebooking. We want all that stuff to happen automatically. So a big ethos that we have is that it's really about managing everything in the back end of your business. And although it is going to take a bit of time for you to set up, for the salon owner to set up, because you do need to, get those automated messages and get those consultation forms built. But likely you've probably already got all of that stuff, and it's just a copy and paste process, and you can do it with total freedom, like you said, to design it in your own branding, in your own words. You don't just get this many characters to fill in amongst some other kind of structured, looked kind of pre-built thing. Like a lot of the systems out there, you can make it exactly how you want it. So once you have that set up, then you are kind of running free, and you know that the consistency that your clients are receiving in their pre and post care, in everything that happens outside of the salon, in the communication as well as internally, and how you can monitor what's going on for them, is all, it's just absolutely seamless, absolutely perfect. You're not relying on humans and the human error that's going to come along with that. So I suppose that's the 3 points that you made then are really big parts of why I felt this system needed to come to life.
And I mean, I'm a sole operator now, but I have managed multiple spas with, lots and lots of staff, and I know what it is required for both types of businesses. And from what I've seen, what you've got here is wow.
Yes, I'm so glad to hear that.
I'm so obsessed with it. I'm like your biggest fangirl right now.
I know. I literally said to my developer, I was like, we need this affiliate system by the time we launch, because Joe's going to be rich. We just need a launch for Joe. All right, so let's go through some of the system just so that everyone can have a little bit of a look. If you've got questions, I know we've only got a couple on live at the moment, and it seems like a few people have joined and then dropped off straight away. So I'm hoping that's not a tech glitch of being booted out, but we'll, cross our fingers and hope it's fine. But if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat box as we go through. So you'll see in the little bar along the bottom of your screen on Zoom, chat, and you can just ask questions in there and I can answer them for you directly. So starting at the dashboard, obviously you can access everything here. This is just my account, so we don't have heaps of data or anything in here yet. It's just easy for me to show you this way. I won't deep dive too much into the calendar itself because it's pretty self-explanatory. What we have in it is what is fairly run-of-the-mill in terms of what is required for a booking system calendar, including selecting your own padding time. You can mark out busy times. You can add public holidays and close dates in your roster and in your calendar when you're setting up your system, so they'll all generate automatically. But of course, sometimes you're like, look, I've got a busy afternoon, I'm just going to pop to the shops, or I've got to do some training with this staff member, just pop a busy time in. So it's not going to be a big rigmarole of having to figure out how to block that time off from online bookings. What else do I need to just show you in here, because it's, you know, fairly normal. We've got your client, you're choosing your services. Now, what we've got happening with services and add-ons is really exciting. So you can actually create your service and then put in the add-ons that are going to match that service. So if you're doing a facial, you know, like a lash lift or a brow wax and tint or whatever it is ideal to that service, as you go through and select it and select the staff member, you will see that one doesn't have it. Hold on. Right here is going to pop up add an add-on service. So it's actually going to show up so that it's not there all the time. And the reason why we wanted to do a little bit of a pop-up, like, hey, this one has add-ons available, is we want to make sure that if you've got a team of staff, they're being alerted, and it's kind of like a brain trigger for them to go, oh, I need to ask that client if they want add-ons. And the same thing's going to happen in the online booking system.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I wish I could show you an example of that there, but it's essentially going to pop up along there, and underneath that will be add another service. So you'll have the separation between the add-ons, which will be placed at a slightly lower price or whatever you do for your add-ons, and then just adding a second regular service in there. You can create repeats. So if you have somebody who comes in and has their lashes done every, you know, this time frame, you can just rebook them out till the end of the year, which is really what we want in terms of creating that retention and being able to have the calendar booked for as long as possible. So I just hadn't selected a date there. So it will be add another service and add an add-on. Go to chat. Yay to repeat appointments. Yeah. Yeah, just makes life way easier. Now, as you build out, like as you're adding your services into the system, you can select the padding time required for that particular service from 0 all the way up to quite a lot of time. So you've got flexibility there. Now, the rest of it is fairly self-explanatory. We do ask, you know, remind you to rebook after the appointment has been paid for and before the appointment has been paid for as well. We've got a couple of reminders in there for you and your staff members to make sure you're getting that rebook. Otherwise, yeah, you kind of get the general. The calendar is a fairly basic piece of the puzzle, but one of the most critical, obviously. But in terms of its capabilities, it does everything that your system does now. Alrighty, so a couple of things that I wanted to take you guys through that are features outside of what you're going to find in other booking systems, or that have been slightly tweaked to make it, you know, just a better software for you, is we've tried to keep everything internal. So rather than having like your consultation forms in an external system that then needs to be integrated or downloaded into the client form, it's all internal, as well as subscriptions. So subscriptions are something that we are still perfecting. So we had it done, and then I went, oh, I want it to be a little bit better, a little bit easier for the salon owner to use. So that's going to be something that happens within the next, like just post-launch. So we won't go too into detail with that, but if you have used PayLeader or anything like that before, you'll know what a subscription system looks like. It is services, and we'll also be adding products in there in the future, so you can create service and product subscriptions all inside the system, which means that all of your reports are within your own booking system. All of your client information, so the services that they have available to them, are in the booking system and will be removed from their subscription. You don't have to use 2 different softwares to then be looking at both and try to figure that out.
And so, China, just on that, does that take care of things like the setup fee that PayLeader have and that kind of stuff? Because is there a setup fee to set up a subscription within Beauti?
No, we don't charge a setup fee. So it's all integrated through Stripe. So the fees that you'll be charged are only Stripe fees, and they are,
which is
just like e-commerce processing fees.
Yeah, which would be the same with Pay Leader anyway, correct?
I don't know who Pay Leader uses for their e-commerce.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what those what those fees are in comparison. But what we do have is you'll be able to request an initial upfront payment from the client, and then like their ongoing payment. So it's how you want to set it up. Within the academy, which is at the top tier, there's all education around, video education around how you can set up great subscriptions and how you can market them, and how to use the software properly for that. So we've thought about that one if you're not 100% sure. And then we have bulk buy memberships as well. So a subscription is an ongoing payment where someone is signed up for 6 months, 12 months on a skincare or a body care or whatever it is plan, and they pay it off weekly or fortnightly. So you get to choose your timeframes. And a bulk buy membership is something that I've taught for a long time. Essentially, it's a way to lock in a client with a lump sum figure. So let's say they pay you $1,000 and they get $1,500 credit on their account to use against like specific services. Now, the whole psychology and idea behind this is to create new buying habits and spending habits with your client. So if they have paid you $1,000 up front, we don't suggest that you offer this on Afterpay or any payment systems. They need to have that cash there available, so you know that it is an affordable thing for them and their budget. If they've got $1,500 on their account and they're allowed to spend it on, let's say, all your facial services plus your spa services and your body services, but maybe not, those higher level treatments that are $500 or $1,000 for a session. What happens then is you can say, look, because you've got that money on your account, why don't we add on an LED today, and why don't we get you coming in fortnightly instead of monthly, so we can really start achieving those goals that you're wanting to achieve faster. They're using the value from their membership, and ideally you want them to spend it as fast as they possibly can. You're introducing them to a whole range of new services that they may not have spent out of pocket for before if they're paying on the day, and you're getting them to come back more regularly. You're also who your kind of gold star supporters are at that point. They're willing to throw down $1,000 on service credit for 3 months use or whatever it is. Then you can really love on them extra. You can create an incredible client experience for them and ensure that once that membership runs out, they're now spending, instead of $100 per session, $200 or $300 per session, they're getting those LED treatments, they're getting the add-on mask, whatever it is, because they've seen the benefit that they may not have done before. Now, of course, with these, there's some cool things you can do with them as well. So if you wanted to do cost 0 and the value they get 50, and turn that into a review credit, let's say. So you ask them, hey, can you give us a review on Google My Business, and we'd love to offer you, a little something. Or can you refer a friend, and we'd love to give you a $50 credit for a friend referral. You can then add that. So let's go. I've switched from review credit to referral, but you get the point. We can then pop that through. They can use that on all services. You'll see what they can use it on over here. I'm going to save that in here, and then I can sell it directly to myself. Thank you very much. And then what will happen is, because that's already paid, that's going to then sit on my client account. So then as I come in for services, I'm able to see, as the salon owner, as the staff member, what that client has on their account. It's all accounted for in one space. So you're not going searching. You're not trying to manually add in, credits or figure out who's done what. It's all right there for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that one, definitely. I feel like there's so much potential. Not only that, of course, you can create like pay upfront packages with this. If you want someone to buy 20, let's say 10 hair removal services, or a pack of facials, a pack of 3, or whatever it is, that can all happen inside this bulk buy. So they're paying you up front and it's all stored on their account. Now let's have a look in clients. So what we have in the client profile is everything they've ever done, all of their photos, all of their documents, notes, forms, products that they've purchased, the memberships they have, the subscriptions they have, and obviously all of their details. So it's a really nice, fast, effective way to get all the information you need about your client. All the photos can be stored directly here, your before and afters. So they will come with a little note that you can add to the photo, as well as the date that that's happened, so that you can track progress on clients. You can upload documents. So if a client has a script from their doctor, or some really important information that they brought in for you, you can scan it and upload it. You can take a photo and upload it as a document, whatever you need to do. Your notes, and then your forms are your digital consultation forms that are filled out via a link. So they get sent out filled because they enter their email address. So I would enter my name and my email address. It gets stored in my account for me. So you don't have to go searching for it or re-upload it, or whatever it is, which I know a few systems, it's very difficult to like find that form again, let alone look through it and locate it properly. You can also, from the client profile, you can send them a SMS directly, like a personal SMS and an email. Their replies, this is what's really cool as well, we'll have two-way SMS set up, so their replies will actually come back to your system and not get lost in the abyss. The
And where do
SMS
they land?
So we're still figuring that out. We're on the last stages of that. At the moment, it's a one-way SMS, and we're just perfecting that because we did have to use a third party for that.
Sure.
So they'll be somewhere very obvious and easy to access, because I know that that's been another issue where communication is hard to find, or you don't know where to locate that reply. So that will be an easy access notification when you get a reply, and it will be in the system, not to your mobile.
Cool.
With email, it will be a reply back to your email, so your business email account. So if it's like so-and-so at Gmail or whatever it is, you'll get your replies there. And you can make a sale directly. So it's like Joe popped in, or China popped in, and she wants to buy a voucher. I'm going to go ahead and do that right in her account. Or so I wanted to make it just really user friendly, so it's really easy to find your way around, and it's not. I've seen quite a few softwares where I'm like, wow, I can tell like a tech god built this. It's not really a fit for us basic like salon owners in terms of tech. We don't want an insane amount of complexity. We just want to be able to do what we want to do. Alrighty, so let's go through
and
now.
Just on sorry, going back to the client profiles. So when you so for myself, I'm still going to get my clients to hand sign an informed consent and release form. I think that's still important. I'll have all my other stuff digital, but I want to get a physical signature. It just makes my heart feel better. So and like I can obviously like take a photo of that, and can I upload that would I upload that into photos or documents?
It's up to you.
So I can upload a photo into documents?
No, so that will, if you have it as a photo, it will go up as a photo.
Okay.
But in documents, so you're going to want it to be a PDF or a Word document or something like that uploaded here. So your best bet would probably be, even if you take a photo but you use the scan app on your phone.
Yeah, okay.
And you've got it as a real document. Yeah. And it's nice to separate the two, I feel, as well, so that, your documents are your documents. Not your before and after photos. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so let's have a look at staff. Let me know. Oh, we've got a little chat here. doesn't have digital signature. So what we have, it's not a full signature. We have a consent tick. So you can still, in your consultation forms, create a consent area and they must agree to it. So most, unless you're going through Adobe Sign or something like that, most signatures where you actually see the visual of the signature, not 100% necessary. The tick allows you to confirm consent just as much as the signature does.
Yeah.
Because they have entered their name, their email address, they confirmed it's them, and then they're consenting with the tick, that's fine. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the staff. We have a few different things with the staff portal, which I'm really pumped about. We have the ability to create access permissions. So when you bring on a new staff member, you're going to be able to decide how much of your business system they can access. So if you don't want them to see other people's target levels, if you don't want them to have access to maybe your full database, if you don't want them to see others' rosters, whatever it is, if you don't want them to see reports or business performance, you can select what you want them to have access to and what you don't. Because of course it is a cloud-based system, which means that staff can log in from home online if they want to and check where they're at with their own targets, check what's happening with their own customers, clients, all that sort of thing.
Does that mean if they're out, they could make a booking remotely? Oh, they wouldn't need to because they'd just get someone to like book online. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, so they can book online. But yes, each staff member will have, so when you enter a staff member, they'll get emailed and asked to set up their own account logins. So you'll know, who's logged in where, and they'll only be able to access their own permissions. So that's, I think, a really wonderful thing. If a staff member is logging in the evening, they're not using your master login where they can download your client calendar potentially and do some shifty things in the back end. They
and
only
can you see when somebody's logged in from, like, can you track staff logins in that
That's
sense?
something that I want to check in on and confirm before I answer.
Yeah. And can you see in booking history who makes changes to what? So because in the past, and I know not all businesses are like this, but in the past I have worked with some interesting characters, and I'm sure we all have, but they would for example, create a booking and then it would be in one person's column, but that person was like, oh, I don't really feel like working very hard today. So they would move it across to someone else's column and be like, no, it was always in your column. That's your client.
Okay.
Because they wanted an afternoon off. But we could see that person had moved it from one person's column to another person's column. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we could track and everybody had to log in with their own login so we could see who had done what, and it just really cut out all that sort of like annoying little behavior.
Yeah, right. Okay, I will double check on that one for you. And then
which I know is rare, but it happens.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing, with access permissions, some businesses are like, oh no, I do not need that. Like, we're totally open with all of our staff, and others are like, oh, thank goodness we have this, because in some cases where staff members are whatever it is, and they don't have as many appointments in their calendar as someone else, and then these conversations start and there's ickiness, and you can just avoid that when you're creating these permissions. So it was booking history. What was the other one? Can we see who logs in? Yeah I'm just going to jot those down so I can answer those for you. So we have the permissions, and then we also have pricing tiers, which means if you have therapists at different levels, if you've got senior and junior, and you want to set different price points for the different levels, you can create that in your setup and then set a particular staff member at their price tier. You can also do your working hours here, so that's different from your roster, but the available hours, and then the services that staff member can perform, all selected there.
Is the photo of the staff member visible to clients?
Yes.
Cute.
Yeah. So you've got price tiers that you can build in here, and then your rostering as well. So you can roster all your different staff members there. And what we have coming in, what we've got basically is round 1 of live launch, and then we have round 2 of development happening very quickly afterwards. And in round 2, we will have targets which run on a weekly basis. So you can set a time frame of 4 weeks. Now, something that I've heard from others is they don't want to do a monthly target system because some months have 4 weeks, some months have 5 weeks. We're going to do it on a weekly basis, and then you can set that time frame, and those targets will be separated as well by service and retail so that you can really see who's doing what and what's going on with that. And yeah, if there's questions about stuff that I've said before, let me know. I'm just kind of powering through it because there's a lot to get through.
Yep.
Now let me show you in the services. So like I said before, we have your general price and we also have your add-on price. Now, what will happen as well with the little changes that we're making to the add-on is that the staff member can be chosen for that add-on service. So if you want to do this service with this person and then an add-on with this person, that's possible. You can set that up as a in sell on booking so that you can kind of move things around and get people either trained or busier or whatever you want to do. Duration of service and then padding time, that allows you flexibility there. And
that also allows you to fill up really weird little gaps too, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it just gives you that little bit more freedom to not be locked into that it has to happen with the same person. What was I going to say? Oh, so once you put an add-on price against a service, it will then come below and show you what add-ons are available, and you can select. This was a HHHH was an example add-on that I made, but it'll say these are all the add-ons. Which ones are a fit for this particular service? So it'll be a 1-hour facial and you'll have the things that'll be a match for that one, and you can select them and they'll pop up in the list of add-ons available when you're booking that client or that treatment in for a client.
Yeah.
All right, so within this area, there's another couple of really cool things. The first one, which I'm super excited about because it's such a big part of what I've taught in terms of running marketing to the general public and then running back-end marketing. So like secret marketing that is running all the time. So if you have business-to-business referral promotions that are running for a wedding expo promo, or if you have a birthday campaign that's running, or if you've got a We Miss You campaign that's running, what's happened in the past is that you can't have those services in your online booking system because everyone can see them all the time, which means they're not really secret or special. So what we have set up is hiding certain services in the online booking widget, and those services only being available to people who have the special link. So if you have a birthday promotion going, or you have like your birthday automated campaign set up in the background, you would grab the link from the secret service, you would hide it, and then you would pop that into that automation so that that client can still book that service online without then having to call you or text you or do all the things to book an appointment. So it saves you a lot of time, and it also creates more ease for the client, which means you're going to increase conversion. So they're not having to pick up the phone when it's 11 o'clock at night and they're thinking about booking, or text you or whatever. They can just book it online, but it's not available in your general booking widget. So that's one I'm really pumped about. The other thing here is you can choose your deposit price per service. So the reason why we've done this rather than like a blanket percentage deposit required is that some treatments, obviously, even if they're short, they are more costly, or maybe they're going to take you a lot more time, but they are at a lower price point. So if you have a 2-hour service that is kind of a spa treatment, you might want to increase the deposit amount for that because it's taking up so much time and you don't want to only take 25 or 50% for that. Whereas if you've got a $500 treatment that only takes 20 minutes, maybe you don't need such a large deposit for that service. So it just gives you flexibility there as well to choose how much you want per service, the staff that can perform it, and then we've got the add-ons there. Any questions about that stuff? It all makes sense.
Not from me, because obviously I'm familiar with the system, but if anyone else has any, feel free to jump in.
Feel free to pop them through. Okay, so let me cancel that one. We have your products, so you can enter your suppliers and then you can enter your products and the SKUs so that you can actually monitor your stock. So as you're selling product in the salon, it's going to allow you to manage the stock. So you've got how much stock's in how much quantity of stock you've got in salon at the moment, and then what your low stock threshold is. So once you hit 3 or whatever that number is, that's totally editable, you're going to get an alert to say, hey, your stock's running low on this one and make sure you stock up again. So that just makes it easy. We're also adding in, which will happen in the round 2 of development, an ability for every product that you add in to have its own e-commerce link. So underneath this, there'll be a link that you can copy. You can either send that out via text message to say, hey, you're going to be running low on that cleanser by now. Click here to buy it online. You can pop it on your website. So if you've got an image, you can add the link behind the image and it'll send them to purchase that product online. And you can add it to your social media. So it's like an internal kind of Shopify without you having to integrate, without you having to send all your stock levels over and deal with the what sounds like madness of trying to create that integration. So your products will all already be in there, so it's really no extra work except for using
And how does that low stock threshold notify you? Is it like, say for example, now we've got 9 in stock, our low stock threshold is 8. If I sell one and it goes down to 8, am I going to get an alert pop up that says, hey, you're running low? Or is it a report that I will run weekly? Or
no, it'll give you an alert. So it should send you an email, I believe it is, to say, hey, this is happening. I'll double check what the alert is, but you will be alerted. So you won't need to run a thing to see if you've got low. It'll be like, excuse me, you're in trouble. Don't let this get any worse. I'll just check where that's going to be going though. Okay, cool. We've got your reports. So we have detailed the reports as much as possible in terms of what you're going to need to understand what's happening in your business, as well as pull reports for marketing. So if you're like, I want to know everybody that's come in for a brow wax, and then you might send them a marketing campaign to have a, what do you call it? When you make it more fluffy? have a different type of service that's, you know, higher end or whatever. So you've got the ability to then download those Excel spreadsheets and upload them into mailing lists. All right, now let's look at the marketing. This is what my absolute favorite piece of the whole shebang is, and it's the total freedom to set up all of your marketing flows. So we've simplified it, everything that happens before the appointment, everything that happens after the appointment, or the sale, I should say. So then we've got your review automation and your birthday drip campaign. So the best thing about this is you're not having to integrate with an external mailing system to set this all up, yet you've got freedom to build it as if you were using an external mailing system. So I'll give you an example. So we're going to set up.
Found it to be very similar to MailChimp.
Yeah, it's really easy with the drag and drop, and that's what I wanted it to be, because it's like I still want these emails to be able to look really visually stunning, but having that as an internal thing. So I'll just show you how this can work. So this is post-treatment or post product purchase. So you get to choose any service, so that will go to everyone who has had any service, or selected services. So if you just want like a follow-up to go to someone who's had a neck and shoulder massage, you can do that. Same with products, so any product purchase or selected product purchases. And then we have immediately after, all the way up to 6 months after. So you can create an entire, I want to say funnel, but I won't, an entire flow, an entire message sequence to someone who has come in for one service, or someone who's come in for a selection of services. That's another great thing. You can do more than one here. So if you like, these are all fairly similar, and the aftercare or the follow-up messaging is going to be the same. I'm going to create a group of services, and I'm going to set up a campaign for those. Now let's go 1 hour after the treatment, and I want to send it to first-time clients only, or I want to send it to clients once only. So the difference here is, let's say a client has been coming in for massages for the last year, and now they've come in for a facial. So we want to send this particular thing, let's say it's a consultation form for Medifacial. We only want to send that consultation form to that client once, but that client may have been coming in for a long time previous. So we don't want it to only be to new clients. We want it to be just one time for someone who's coming in for skin needling. And then, of course, we can do send to clients with no upcoming appointments. So that would be how you would build your We Miss You campaign, or the way you would want to be pulling clients back in. Then you've got all of your forms directly in here. So I'll show you the form builder shortly, but you can build out a form and then it'll show up in your list. You can create it and add a link to your SMS or your email. So that's all right there for you. And you would then add all of your own content in there, write whatever you want for the SMS, and then schedule it. So you might say, someone has come in for skin needling. I want to send them this 1 hour after. It's going to have, your form might just be an informative document as well. So you've got freedom to create. It doesn't have to be something with questions. It may just be a long informative document with a, yes, I have read this information, tick at the bottom. And that might be their aftercare that's been added. And then you're going to want to follow up. So you would save that one, and then you would come in and you would build another one. And that other one would happen 2 days after. How's your skin feeling? Are you noticing this, or this? If you are, these are the reasons why, whatever it might be. You would save that, and then you would come back in and you would do one 2 weeks after. Just checking in, wanting to follow up, make sure this, that, you know, are you using your products properly, whatever you want to say. So as you can see, I've now created 3 messages to one client who's come in for skin needling, and they're going to go out automatically for me at the time frame that I want. So everyone who comes in for skin needling is now going to have that same experience that you've built for them. That feels really nurturing, really informative, and I love that. We'll save so much time messaging, individually. That's the thing, like, we just don't, if you want to build a successful business, if you want your clients to consistently feel nurtured and you don't want to totally burn yourself out, you need this type of automation. Otherwise, you just never stop working. Clients are always on your back.
And if I don't tick any of those boxes, will it go to people? So say, for example, I want it to go to every client after their skin needling. I want to send them a follow-up message a couple days later, regardless of whether they've been to me once or 10 times. If I don't tick that box, will it go every time? Do you get what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll go every time. Yeah. So you don't need to choose sending rules. That's only
if you want to specify, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
So then let's say we save that. That's now going to be sitting in our list of campaigns, and you can enable or disable it as you like. So as you're building these, you might have them all disabled until you've really perfected them, and then you can switch them all on. So you can do the exact same thing then. If somebody has come in and bought a, I'll open the email one so I can show you that. But if someone's come in and bought a particular skincare product, and you know that you want to check in on them in a month's time to see if they've remembered how to use it properly and they're still doing well with it and how their skin's feeling. And then in 3 months' time, or whatever the time frame is when you expect that product to have run out or be running out, you would send them that follow-up then. Hey, you must be getting low on that product if you've been using it properly. Don't forget to pop in and stock up, or pop in for a free skin consultation so we can make sure that it's doing what we want it to be doing. And that's automated again. So you never need to remember like, oh, who bought what when. It's just happening automatically for you. Now let's look at your emails. So same system exactly in terms of building the automation, when you want it to send and who you want it to send to, and the same sending rules, your email subject line, and then I'll just launch the email builder so you can have a little look inside and see the freedom that you have here. Now, I know a lot of systems, it's like you get to add a little bit of text and maybe an image and the rest is already pre-built for you. So this is, you can build whatever you want. And once I show you the everyday marketing area, you get a bit of an idea about what we do to support you in ads and images and stuff. But it's a drag and drop platform.
I've had so much fun playing around with these.
Yeah, your emails are looking really, really good. I got, did I book an appointment or did you just send me a test?
I think I might have sent you a test one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they look awesome. So what you can do, your images that you've uploaded previously are going to save here, just like they do in MailChimp, or you can drag an image that you've downloaded to this area, or you can click that and it will open your downloads or your files on your computer. For an example, I'm just going to click this one, which I've already previously uploaded. Just give it a moment to load because it's a high pixel image directly from Canva. And of course, what you can do here is add a link behind the image, which means when the client clicks that image, it takes them to that link. So that might be a specific booking button or whatever. So you can literally design your entire email and make it look absolutely stunning in Canva, and then just upload that image and add a link behind it, and boom, you're good to go. Or you can then add in whatever text you want. The great thing is here, it's just like a Word document. So you've got full control over the size of your text, the color, the boldness, italics, whatever it is, the spacing, the alignment, it's all there for you. And you can add your buttons and all that sort of stuff. Now, another great thing here is you can get your form link or your booking link. So if you're going, oh, I want to book them in for this particular facial, you're going to click get a booking link. We're going to create a special booking link for this particular campaign. So it might be, I want them to come back in for a skin needling session with China. I'm going to create that link. I can copy it. Now I'm going to click on my image and I'm going to paste that link behind it. So now when the client clicks on that, they're going to go straight to, I'll just show you where they'll go. They'll go straight to my online calendar to a skin needling appointment with China and what's available. So it can be really specific, or it can be just to, so get booking link. It can just be to your full calendar with everything in it. So we would go create that link, copy it, and they can book a service, buy a voucher, buy a membership directly in there, and everything will show up. Can we transfer data through Timely without losing any data? It doesn't transfer everything automatically, but we support you in that whole process. So of course we can transfer over your client list, your products, your services, all that sort of stuff. But it's not just like a click a button and everything moves over, because it's a totally different system. We can't integrate that transfer. But I will get into how that looks for someone who's wanting to transfer over to us, and the support that you'll receive in that shortly. You can add anything you want. So your video spaces, buttons, social media, it's all there. Then you can save that. So this is the same as your SMS. You can build out a full email flow for someone. And this might be like a really beautifully designed aftercare document that you've built in Canva about what the skin should look like, how it should feel after a particular service, whatever it might be. So let me know if you've got any questions about that. And then, of course, you can use the form as well. So if you want to add a form in, hey, you need to fill out your spa facial form, grab that, copy the link and pop it in a button at the bottom. Easy peasy.
And you can make the buttons look like actual buttons too. I've had a play around. You can put a background behind them, and so it's not just a hyperlink text. You can change the font, you can change the color, and you can put an actual like field around it. So the emails look really beautiful.
Yeah, so
I'm very visual and I'm loving it.
Yeah, good. It's got the same capability essentially as designing like a MailChimp email. It's just spending a bit of time in there and making it look exactly how you want it to. Okay, fabulous. All right, so let's go back into marketing. Then you've got your birthday drip campaign. So I know a lot of systems is quite basic, and you've got to give them $10 off or whatever it is. With this, you've got total freedom once again to run whatever kind of campaign you want to. And the only thing that we suggest you do is send it out in a flow again. So you might do 2 weeks before their birthday, 1 week before their birthday, a day before their birthday, and then on their birthday and a day after, let's say. So you can choose whichever ones you want to do. You'll build them separately, and it'll be like, hey, your birthday's coming up in 2 weeks. We'd love for you to book in this beautiful birthday package. Here's the link for you to book it. And then that's a secret link. So they can book it online, but the rest of your clients can't see that as an offer. And then a week before, and this will say, send to clients with if this particular service isn't booked, which will be the birthday one, it'll be, hey, we noticed you still haven't booked your birthday package. Click here to book it now on their birthday. Happy birthday. And then a week after, we hope you had an amazing birthday. I'm sure it was busy. We noticed you didn't get to enjoy your special birthday package. Here it is one last time. Use it within the month. So you can really create that flow, which means you're constantly reminding that client, you're following up without having to think about it. It's all happening in the background automatically for you.
So good.
And once again, it's just SMS and email. So you choose.
And when we transport clients across and like pop them into the system, and we've reset up our website with all the booking links from Beauti, when clients go to make an appointment for the first time, and they put in their details, it automatically matches them, doesn't it? It doesn't create duplicates.
No, it'll match them.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've just been doing lots of data cleaning from other systems, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? There's so many duplicates, and a new client has been made for everyone who's bought a gift voucher, and it's like the name of the client is all the people who have bought the gift voucher. So just absolutely crazy, but ours will match for you. Would you need to set the package up in your services to have it available to be selected, or the link sends it to a separate section to purchase? So yes, you would have it set up in your services, but you would select this is a secret, so hide from my online booking widget. So that's in the service setup. That means that you can get a link for it. You can see it in your end, like as the salon owner or the staff member can see it in the system, but the general public can't see it in your booking widget.
So when they look at your online menu, it doesn't show up. It only shows up if they click that link.
If they had that special link, which would only be, set in the birthday automation. So anyone who's getting the birthday messages gets access to that special link. All right, so then what we have inside, so this section, the marketing section, comes with the essentials and the accelerator package, so the middle and the top subscription. And we have everyday marketing, which is pre-designed campaigns for all the events throughout the year. So salon, birthday, launch party, Black Friday, new service, new product, Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, school holidays, New Year's, Christmas. We'll be constantly adding to this portal as well. So we'll be adding fresh designs and fresh events as we think of them through the year. But let's have a look. So this was one of the examples that I showed you before. This is integrated with Canva, which is so exciting. It means that anything that you want to use within the everyday marketing design will literally open in your Canva account, so you can edit it exactly how you want it. And then you can download it and use it in your emails. You can get it printed to put up in the salon. You can do whatever you want with it. Use it on your website, put it on your Facebook cover. So let's click through here. What will happen is you'll say, yep, I'm having a launch party and I want to use this design. I'm going to use the template, and then it's now in my Canva account. So I can change the images. I can add my own logo. I've got total freedom to do what I want with that there. So we've got a whole collection for each event. What we have done here is we've done a look, and then we've created that look in all the different sizes so that you can build a campaign that looks very seamless. That looks like, you know, you've got the same marketing on your website as on your social media, and it's building excitement and building attention. What we have, we're just finishing the tidy up of this. Let's go Mother's Day. At the bottom is we've got your well-crafted ad templates as well. So then you can create the campaign, run it as we're really excited about Mother's Day, buy your gift vouchers, whatever it is, and then you can release a well-crafted ad, which if you've worked with me before, you'll know what that is. If you haven't, all of the training is in the academy, which I'll show you shortly. And it's like a short-term, only 8 available kind of blast, and you can then add that to your emails, you can add it to your social media, all that sort of stuff. So those are editable as well. And like I said, one for everything. Now let's look at the academy. So this academy is only in the top tier, the Accelerate, and so is subscriptions. So the subscriptions and academy are the two things that separate Essentials from Accelerate. And what this is basically a learning portal for you and your staff for, like, if you want to set up subscriptions, how to do it, what the psychology is, what the best way to set up the tech is, how to use it in the system properly, same as with memberships. All my business to business marketing training, so exactly how to approach businesses, the wording you use, the letters that you can download, it's all in there. And of course, things like your policies and procedures. So you'll jump in here, you will click through the different, so we're just finalizing the uploads here, but you'll click through the different things and then you'll get, you know, what the policy covers. You can download it and then you can edit it and save it to your computer and you're all set to go. How to build ads, so that's your well-crafted ads, how to create ideal clients, your time management, in-salon sales. So you can use this for yourself as the business owner, and of course you can use it for your staff members as well to help onboard them and train them in the best way possible. Okay, send through any questions you've got as we go through. But one thing I'll say as well with our email campaigns is you can integrate with MailChimp and you can do all of your blast marketing over there. But we do have an internal one-off campaign blast marketing system inside as well. By blast marketing, I mean like sending an email to everyone on your database rather than it be a specific flow for a specific service or product. We do suggest if you're doing a big blast and you don't, like, you know, your clients don't have your email address on file and there's potential that it might go into the junk file, using an external system like MailChimp is going to give you a better chance to get into inboxes simply because they've spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on learning how to avoid spam filters. But if you feel like your clients are, you know, they've got your email address saved and they're receiving your emails, then do it through here and you can run blast emails specific to whatever, whatever that client list might be that you want it to be. So it's the same email builder. You can create Mother's Days, you can upload whatever you need to upload. And like, let's say for Mother's Day, you send it to everyone. You can do that inside here as well if you don't want to integrate with something like MailChimp. Okay, I think that's everything in marketing. So then the final piece are the booking links and the consultation forms. So I'll just show you inside the consultation form builder. I just did an example one yesterday. You can add whatever information you like. So I'll just show you from scratch. So we're going to head straight in and you build from however you want it to be. So you build from nothing to exactly how you want it to be. It's literally just a click. I would say client details wise, you're going to want that information every single time. And then you can add your heading, which would be a question. So do you suffer from any of these particular things? And you might then add a multiple choice question, multiple choice box. You might ask what their biggest skin concern is and then add a short answer so they can respond with a short answer or a long answer. The checkbox, this would be where you can add text. So this text might be a waiver saying, something that they would usually sign. This is our waiver, and the checkbox to confirm they read it and they do consent. And that's where you have your security and ensuring that, yes, they've consented to it. And this, when they receive it, they'll need to enter their full name and their email address for it to save onto their account. So it's connected to them. So I'll just show you the one that I did yesterday, and we can preview it. So we've got all the information here, date of birth, blah, blah, blah. Are you taking any medication? So you can add as many choices as you like, and they can select all or two or one, whatever they want to. So we've added a little consent thing or instructions, and then they must confirm that they read the above and do agree. You've got your short answer and long answer, your drop-down boxes. Once again, your multiple choice. So you can add whatever you like here. And like I was saying before, you can create informative forms as well. So it might not be a question answer. It might just be text and adding different headlines with different pieces of information in them. And then they confirm that they've agreed certain pieces. So that could be you building out some aftercare documents. You could create a form that is a review form. So an internal review. How did you like that particular staff member? And what would you like to see more of? What would you prefer it to be like? What was your favorite piece? So you can get some internal feedback as well. So there's total flexibility. You can build as many forms as you want, and there's no extra charge. It's all a part of each package. So let's go don't save. And then we have your booking links. So hopefully, if you've got any questions, like I said, as we go through, please ask them. So your booking links allow you to, like Joe said at the beginning, create a link that is either to your full online booking system or to specific categories. So like Joe's done on her website, if she's talking about HIFU or, all the different areas within that, she wants to lead them to that category so they can still look through the selection within that category. And then if she's talking about one particular service and she's wanting to lead them to that, you can go through and do that. So you might do the category of medifacial and then skin needling, and you can either not choose a staff member or you can choose a staff member. So if you want to run some marketing for someone new who's coming on board and you want to run a specific category or service offer, or you just want to run a campaign for a staff member, you can do that. You can create that link and it will take them directly to So we'll create that, copy it, and like I showed you before, it will take them to that exact service and staff member. So it just cuts out the time for that client to have to go searching through for that particular service or that particular offer in your booking system, and it creates a faster conversion rate or a higher conversion rate because it's just so quick and easy for them. I feel like I haven't stopped talking for an hour straight. Where are we?
One thing about that, China, is you could create a secret service, couldn't you, for a new staff member and then book them up with a specific intro treatment to introduce them to your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So that if you want that particular service to be secret, you would make sure that it says hidden in the online booking system when you build that, and then you can still create a link for it and share it.
Can you create a service that is specific to a staff member, so only that staff member can perform that treatment?
So as you go through and add your staff, you would add services in, and then you would only make that service or that staff the one who can do that service.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's do some questions if anybody has them. Those are the main things I wanted to go through. Oh, I did want to say, in terms of transferring your account from another software to the Beauti software, that is where us as a team, like the Beauti team, are the most active for you. So we basically support you in the entire process. We help you clean your data, which is a big one where there are a lot of duplicates and there is a lot of dodgy data of things that you just haven't looked at for a long time or whatever. And by that, I mean like your client list and your database of clients, and making sure that that's really nice and tidy. We get that uploaded for you. We support you in adding your services. So that's something that you need to do manually. It is a manual process because our system is not the same as other systems out there. And because we can't just do an exact swap over, that means that we have a really high quality of information that is coming into the system, and everything is set up really well at the beginning so that you're kind of hitting the ground running in a really professional way. But you have your own account manager. So when you join on a subscription with Beauti software, you'll be allocated an account manager. So you'll be able to speak to the same person every time you come up with an issue, of course, unless it's midnight and that person is sleeping. But we have an internal chat system where you can say, hey, China, I can't figure out how to do this, or I've had an issue here, or how do I set up this particular subscription? And you'll speak to me as your account manager, and I'll know your business, and I'll know what you've done before and what you haven't done, and you'll feel supported in that way. You're not just, even if it is online chat, you're not just chatting to some other random person that has to ask you all the same questions again. The biggest thing for us is that you feel supported from the moment you join us in the whole transition of data period, as well as ongoing support. So it's essentially like Joe had a really long consultation form. It was like 3 or 4 pages. And for things like that, I'm like, look, just send it to me and I'll do that one for you, because it's going to take a little bit of time. So I don't want people to feel like that's a resistance for them, like, oh, it's going to be super time consuming, because anything that you can offload to us, we're happy to do. And that's just a part of, the support that we want to offer, so that you don't feel like you're jumping into this new system and you have no idea where to start. Everybody gets an onboarding call. So you're on a Zoom call with somebody and this is awesome. Looking forward to this. Great.
You'll love it, Saba.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so you'll get an onboarding call via Zoom. So we talk you through your account, and then we get started in getting all of your data in and make sure everything's set up. Yeah, so that's that. Let me have a look at my list.
I've had a look through. I can't see anything that we have missed. There was that one specific question from that lady from last week who was specifically wanting to know about like the MailChimp integration with like the APIs and all that sort of stuff. But that sounds quite advanced.
So I did have a chat with her. We actually spoke directly via email and sorted that all out. So
nice.
What we have is we do have a MailChimp integration, and we do our system does send over all of the core information like their birthdays, their last appointment, all that sort of stuff that is needed for your basic marketing. We're also building in round 2 of development a tagging system. So if you don't want to use our internal marketing automations, you can use MailChimp via the tags. So you can create automations in MailChimp according to what those clients are tagged as. If they've bought a certain product or they've had a particular treatment, you can tag them as that, and that will go through. But the thing is, and this is what her main question was, because she wanted to be able to build flows and she wanted the freedom and flexibility to build them we have that capability internally, so we don't need to use an external system. And you also, especially with all of those automated emails, you're not paying extra to send those emails. Whereas with MailChimp, you're paying, once you hit a certain amount of customers or email addresses in your system, you're paying an additional subscription fee, which is something that we really wanted to avoid, was to cut down the cost for you using external systems and have it all in one and have it as an all-inclusive price. So all of your automated emails and SMSs are included in your package. I'll just quickly go to the website. So for anybody who wants to have a bit of more of a look through and see more of the features, you can click through and check them out here. But we can also have the pricing on this page, so you can see exactly what you would be paying for each of the subscription levels. So all of the marketing features and the everyday marketing and all of the automations start at the essentials. The basics are everything you need to do the basics of running a business. It just doesn't have that upper level of being able to really market and create system flows and do all that sort of stuff. Another thing you receive in these higher levels are much higher SMS allocations. So as your business is growing and you're wanting to create these automated flows, you're going to need some more SMS allocation so that you can send out, 3 or 4 messages after each treatment. So that's why we've included that there. And then the Accelerate includes your academy, so all of the education, and your subscriptions as well. So anybody
subscriptions
can
are only in the top tier. You can do memberships in the middle tier?
Yes.
Can you do memberships in the basic tier?
No.
Okay. Cool.
So if you jump through, you can click on each one. So business management, marketing, you can see what's not. Yeah, so the website has everything for anyone who is interested. Click through, register your interest, and our mailing list will be the first to receive basically our live launch details, where you can actually go through and create your 14-day free trial. So every account comes with a 14-day free trial, so you can jump in, have a play, have a chat with your account manager on Zoom, see how it's going to work for you, see if it's the right fit, see which plan you should be on, and then you can move into the paid version after that 14 days and after you feel really confident that it's the right system for you.
Awesome. It's such a good system. Like, I am very impressed with how easy it is to use, how aesthetically pleasing it is. That's massive for me. I love things to look pretty.
Yes, me too. That's such a big one for me as well, that I've noticed, because I've spent so much time in this system now when I go to look at other ones, I'm like, whoa, they're so overly complicated and things are everywhere and it's just not sexy. I really want it to be sexy.
It is a very sexy little system. I love it.
Awesome. All right. Well, that is everything from me. I'm sure there's so much
Mm.
more that we could like deep dive in.
Yeah.
But I think that covers a fair bit of what makes us different and awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's and so when are you planning to do the so you've got us a mini launch coming soon, and then you're officially launching at the expo, is that right?
Yes, yeah. So the expo, everyone can just roll on in and jump on their 14-day free trials and go nuts.
Yep.
What we're doing is, like I said, the mini launch is just a small collection of people because we know the expo is going to be kind of nuts. So we want to perfect our onboarding process. So we want to make sure that everyone,
Yeah.
like, we know how to nurture people at the level that they need to be nurtured, and we
Yeah.
know how to get their data over really smoothly. So for
And is
that
that full? Can anyone, if anyone who's on this call isn't in that little mini launch, are they able to get in on it?
yes, it's not full. I literally announced it last night.
Okay.
So, and it is selective as well. Like, you do kind of need to be the right fit of a business to be in there. And it is a paid, like, it's not you're not beta testing, it's not a free thing. So you will need to choose a subscription and jump in and pay for that. But it's still very much, how can I add myself to that? Saba, just send me a message on Facebook. Just shoot me a message to my private page and we'll have a chat and make sure it's the right fit. And so for that mini launch, even though, because we've done the beta testing, we're getting much better at cleaning data and making that happen and making that a faster process, converting clients from their current booking system, but it won't be seamless yet. So it'll still be, you know, like a little bit of back and forth. Hey, let's get this set up. Let's do this. So we can perfect what you guys want as seller owners in our onboarding process.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's another. Cool. Fabulous. All righty.
Awesome. I think that's it. No other questions came through on Facebook, just a couple of requests for the recording, which will go on YouTube tonight. And I'll see if I can find a way to like share it in the group, not just as a link, but like I know you can like premiere videos on Facebook, but this is pretty long, so I don't know if Facebook will cope. So I'll see what I can do about getting it like more visible in the group, because I just, you know, I truly think that everyone needs to watch it.
Yeah, well,
but
hopefully you can trim it and cut out the first 10 minutes of us.
yeah, I'll do some editing. So once we've done, it'll convert the recording, and then I'll pop it into my editing software and take out all the gaff, and upload it. So, and what I might even do is, I don't know. I was gonna say I might do like some little snippets and like do a little preview that I can share in the group, but maybe not. We'll see how excited I get.
Yeah, good idea. I'll give you well, even if you just want to put the regular, like the Beauti software link so people can jump on this list.
Yeah.
And with that, we're about to kick off feature of the day. So they'll be coming through some really interesting little like mini clip videos, like you said, but so like under a minute, where it just walks you through, you know, how these things work and that sort of stuff. So jump on if you're interested. And then we will send out the option for people to jump into the free trial pre the expo on the list only. So that will be like everyone can just hell for leather.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Okay,
awesome. Cool. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining in. It was awesome, and I'll send you all the link.
Awesome. Enjoy your lunch. I'm going to have mine.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.